Raseshwari Hindustani, a walking, talking miracle of possibilities, daughter of a defense officer, married to a super caring gentleman, and mother of a dashing hunk. I was a NET qualified lecturer, now an energy transformational coach, a breakup surgeon, and I'm also an international access consciousness facilitator and founder of Beyond Imagination Club. I empower people to get free of all the stress they have in their life and help them to change their life quickly, easily, and joyfully. Hi, friends. Thank you so much for joining us for today's Dare to Dream live Diaries show. Well, I'm Raseshwari Hindustani, a walking, talking miracle of possibilities. You might be knowing that we have started this Dare to Dream live Diaries show to spread more positivity and consciousness in this world. And I believe that everything is possible. People who have made something impossible possible are like us. And they also have gone through lots of up and downs and created their life and their own glorious identity to inspire this world. So it's only our choice whether we would like to learn or receive that positive energy from them or their words or just let it go. Well, I'm so excited to introduce our special guest for the evening. And she's an amazingly bold and beautiful lady from Toronto who gonna mesmerize you with her style, with her voice and persona. And she's a Marilyn Monroe impersonator, a vocalist, and an image and health lifestyle consultant, healer, author, and lot more. She has studied and performed music and film over many years and has spent 23 years in the health, beauty, and wellness industry as a professional. She is transforming people's lives by incorporating a healthier lifestyle, by integrating her beauty and holistic health knowledge and skills. And she has her own journey of ups and downs and the challenges she had gone through in her life and fulfill her dreams. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's welcome our rock star of today's evening, Kate Unger. Hello, beautiful.
I'm coming.
Yay!
I'm sorry, but Kate couldn't be here quite yet, so I stepped in to start her off. And I'm so excited to be here, Raz, and I'm so excited to meet all of you out there. I've never been to India before. I've been to so many places in the world, but not India.
So we are inviting you to India. When are you coming to India?
Right now.
Wow! You're already in India, right? Thank you so much for gracing our show with your presence, Kate. And we are honored to have you as our first international female guest on this Dare to Dream Live Diaries show. And I'm proud of your journey, the way you actually fought and, the courage, and you kept on dreaming your dreams and achieved them. And you are an incredible inspiration to all the women out there. So let's start. Can we start there?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So basically, this our Dare to Dream series is to motivate and inspire people that, yes, they can also fulfill their dreams. So I would like to ask you the first question, that at what age you started dreaming about doing something in your life?
Oh my goodness. I would say that from the time of being a little girl, I actually started singing. I still remember when I would sit in front of the giant speaker that was bigger than me, and I would sit and I would sing with, and nobody on the show would even probably know who this person is, but his name was Burl Ives. And he sang these wonderful children's songs, and I would sing at the top of my lungs. I sang so much when I was growing up that I was told to shut up and keep it down a lot of the time.
Okay, that's so sweet. So after that, what other dreams you felt, that I have actually achieved and I would love to achieve?
Well, there are many of them. But the first was just that I did want to sing, but I went through stage fright. And I think that this is so important because they say that one of people's greatest fears is to be on stage.
Yeah.
And it is to public speak. That is more fear than death of that. So it's not everyone's dream to be on stage. Many people think because of everything that they see that it's something that they need to, but it's not necessarily everyone's thing. And
Yes.
so it's really about discovering you and what it is that your calling is. And whether you do that as a full time thing or something to feed your soul, and then you step into something else. It doesn't have to be all of your life. And I think sometimes we think that it has to be all of our life.
Yes.
And so my I lost my voice in the middle of a recital when I was 16 years old, and I ran from the stage absolutely horrified. And it took me until I was introduced to jazz about 12 years later that it didn't matter how afraid I was anymore. I just needed to sing that music. And I said, I never even care if I never sing on another stage again in my life. I have to learn this music. And my passion for the music was the driving force that helped me to get through the fear. So I asked for help. I did all kinds of things to help me go beyond the fear to be able to get back on stage. And even when I got back on stage, I was like this in the beginning, and my voice was very shaky, and I would forget my words, and my face would be beet red, and my knees would be shaking. But I just wanted to sing that music.
So, for how long you lost your voice?
Well, completely on stage. And then after that, I would sing if I'd had enough cocktails to drink, that I had enough courage to then sing. So I would sing, but not well. Or I would sing, and I practiced very much a cappella by myself under the stars. And so, and so I continued to sing because it fed my heart. It was like I was pure love when I sang, and I could really feel the love of Source, of God in my heart. And I didn't even know that's what I was feeling. And so I would still sing. But as far as singing for other people or being asked to sing, and they would say, "Oh, we would love to hear you sing," I would be like, "No, no, 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 no." So then that 12 years later, when I was introduced to jazz, began the journey of working through that fear consciously. So I went for hypnosis. I learned something that was a real saving grace for me that they now call the tapping solution. And
Okay.
it was thought field therapy at that time.
Okay.
And it was incredible. I learned it so well that I would actually tap in my mind without touching any of the points while I was sitting at a stop sign.
Okay. That's wonderful.
Right? As soon as I would feel my heart and my anxiety and the sweating and everything
Yeah.
else begin, or anytime in any place that
Okay.
would begin, I would practice this.
That's wonderful. So, I would like to ask you that you are into image consultancy also, right? First, you actually achieved your this dream of being a vocalist, or just you got into that image consultant?
Okay, so I worked in the restaurant business for many years. And while I was doing that, I went to acting school and voice coaching. I started singing professionally. And I started actually with the acting aspect. In 3 weeks into acting school, the director asked me, he said, "Oh, we need to get you an agent." And then he got me an agent, and I started to get some small sort of bit, extra work in the film industry. I did stage acting, which I absolutely fell in love with. And I only took acting to help me get over stage fright. It didn't help me because I felt safe when I was on stage as a character,
Yeah.
but not as myself singing.
Yes.
So that was very interesting. And then what I decided was is that I was going to continue with my music for love and not pursue it as a change of careers, because I really got that it fed me, so I needed to do it. And then I moved on and I became a healer.
Wow.
And through that process, my whole life has always, I mean, from the age of 13, I started painting other people's faces. From
Oh,
the age of 15, I started cutting hair. So I always had this beauty aspect within me. So even when I became a healer, my business always said health, wellness, and beauty,
That's
because it's always about the holistic perspective.
yes,
And our beauty shines from within us. And
yes,
so we have to build that beauty from within. And so as a healer, I kept on doing these other things. So a little bit of image. I did professional makeup for brides, which was really fun. And other people. I did photography. I did all of these creative things and just kind of wove them into my life. While I was doing my shiatsu, I always knew that I needed to do more as far as being on stage and being in that space of love. And so whenever I wasn't actually performing, I was taking music lessons. I was taking voice coaching to
okay,
keep me in the groove of the music. So I was always exercising my internal voice and experiencing the space of love in that. And
wow,
the lesson in that is that it's not about waiting till you get to a certain place to feel, to have that joy and to own your voice and to claim that love in your life, that thing that really feeds you.
yeah,
So often for people, it ends up being ignored and it ends up being buried. And people live in jobs that they're not happy with or businesses that are not fulfilling. And when we begin the journey and we also keep touching that place within our hearts, that will grow. And then a new dream will come.
yeah,
And when we don't feed it, it starves in the dark
yes,
and we
very,
lose our sense of joie de vivre, right? Joy of life.
yes, yes,
And so I'm constantly reminded when I'm sad, it's only because I'm not expressing my true voice. It's only because I'm not feeding my spirit.
yes,
For I just feel that I am a channel of love when I sing.
yeah,
So, what is that channel that you feel in your best place in
yes,
your life that you haven't paid attention to?
yeah.
I'd love to hear from you. And if you'd like to talk about it and you'd like some inspiration, you can always come and talk to me.
That's
So,
beautiful. That's truly a beautiful, and you are really a versatile woman. I've done your photography, you've done beauty, makeup, everything, acting, and yeah, we would love to actually, hear some song from you because you are a vocalist and singer, and that's your passion. So,
yes,
yeah,
yes. So I'll do a very short Marilyn clip, and
yeah,
then I
sure.
can do a song that really, really touches my heart and reminds me of life
Yes,
and love. So the French are glad to die for love. They delight in fighting duels, but I prefer a man who lives and gives expensive jewels. A kiss on the hand may be quite continental, but diamonds are a girl's best friend. A kiss may be grand, but it won't pay the rental on your humble flat or help you at the automat. Men grow cold as girls grow old, and we all lose our charms in the end. But square cut or pear shape, these rocks don't lose their shape. Diamonds are a girl's best friend.
beautiful. That's amazing. Marilyn
Ah.
Monroe, actually, great. Oh, that's wonderful. I'm sure like people would love it, After a long time, they will be actually watching this live and the character. Oh, wow. So, one thing I would like to know that now you are into holistic practice also, right? And
Mhm.
also a lot of things you are doing. So, do you feel like, now that I am a successful person? What is your definition of success?
Ooh, after many years of believing that I wasn't successful because the price tag of what it was that I was earning seem to be the measure, and does seem to be the measure for so many people in success,
Yeah.
as far as success is concerned. Now, and I have to remind myself of this. So the journey never ends. It's always a continuing evolvement.
Yeah.
Is I have to remember that when my heart is full, that is success. When I feel like I am on purpose and my business is very exciting and very fun because I get to help other people transform into more of who it is that they are and help them evolve their own voice and for them to claim joy. So there's huge joy in that.
Mm.
And so that creates a feeling of success. The other part of success is making sure that you are standing in that place of alignment for you to receive what is your natural given right. It is not something that you have to earn. It is not something that um, you can't pre-qualify. You can't qualify. You are pre-qualified.
Yes.
And so standing in the place of alignment where I can be a channel for source, for God, that people can see his light through me, that then puts me in that space of pure love, which feeds everything in my life. That is success.
That's truly beautiful. That's truly beautiful.
Yeah.
So, would you like to give few tips to our viewers for their beauty or something regarding their, image, creating an image? Because all women love that, right? And you are into image
Absolutely.
consultancy too.
Yes, I'm more of an image and healthy lifestyle coach
Yeah.
than a consultant. It's a little different. I mean, I'm really good at telling people what to do. So the consultant is there. And then also the support and the coaching and helping on the inside, you know?
Yeah.
So as far as tips are concerned, one is, and this is a really big one for, because we're living in this place online, is that we have to make ourselves, we have to love ourselves enough to first of all show up for us in our best light,
Yes.
which means getting up and getting ready for the day and using it as an act of self love. Loving others as we love ourselves can sometimes be a scary matter because I find that there's such a lack of self love on the planet,
True.
especially with women. We are
Yes.
so self critical and therefore we are outwardly critical of the world.
True.
And I have a talk that I'm writing about that is going to be, I believe, life changing. But so making these things that we do for ourselves, the intention of doing them from a place of self love will begin to shift us. When we apply our faces and our cosmetics, whether we are dramatic in the way that we put it on or whether we like it to be invisible, just the touching of one's face in gentleness of getting ready for the day is an act of self love.
Yes. Very
The
much.
act of brushing our hair, the act of putting lotion on our bodies, the act of looking in the mirror into our eyes and saying, I love you exactly as you are here right now. You are beautiful.
All
And
right.
having these practices that will challenge us, because when we begin these practices, we will laugh, we will get angry, we will get frustrated, there will maybe hate, there may be all these things that come up. I had in my life much self-loathing in my life and a huge amount of anger as a result of that.
Yes.
And because many people have suffered abuses in their lives, and these challenges we can overcome, but more than overcome is it's almost like it's an act of surrender. We need the support of spirit to really improve our relationship that way, and to ask for help of the people that we connect with.
Yes.
And asking for help can be a pretty frightening place.
Yes.
So, acts of self-love. What are the things that you can do in your life? Feeding yourself with love,
Yeah.
right? Am I eating junk or am I feeding to fuel?
Yeah.
Am I feeding myself things that make me feel good after I eat or make me feel lousy?
Yes.
These are all things that are acts of self love. So that's, in through our day, a holistic perspective.
Mm.
Secondly, just a little thing. I have a business partner now that's a professional makeup artist. Her and I are collaborating together, and we're putting on workshops
Okay.
to help people really open that door to the next leveling up of how we're showing up.
Okay.
So we are our brand as far as business owners are concerned, and people, in whether we're working for other people or ourselves. And so it's all about amplifying more of who it is that you are. And we're having these ongoing workshops right now and helping people to really step into that. So it's a great door opener. So if anyone's interested in that, I can leave a link or something for them.
Definitely, definitely. We can put your links in the chat after the in the comment section,
Sure.
the
Hmm.
description. And yeah, you really spoke very beautifully that yes, self-love is very necessary because I have also seen in my classes, I give classes on the body talk, people have lot of judgments for their body. And that's the reason, like, and when you don't love yourself, same thing, when you are not actually happy with your body, how can other appreciate that? And that's the first thing. Yes, very beautiful, that inside out thing, right? When you feel that yeah, we are beautiful, then automatically everything in the world and everyone will start feeling you like you are beautiful. That's amazing. Yeah, and that's the basic tip. Everyone who actually want to be beautiful, they should acknowledge their own beauty.
Yes.
Yes, definitely. I would also ask everyone, whoever the viewers, guys, start loving yourself, start loving your body as the way it's the beautiful, most beautiful creation of the God. Yes, thank you so much for bringing that, Kate. And yes, one more thing, yet you are doing a lot of things. Again,
Mhm.
I'm back into like what question to ask you or what not to, because you are full of so many things. So, yes.
I've been around for a long time.
So, how do you keep yourself motivated and inspired doing all such things? You might be having some those moments when you feel low, or so. How do you keep yourself motivated?
I don't know that excuse me. I don't know that motivated would be the most fitting word for me.
Okay.
There's an inner drive. And yes, I have days where it's like, and I'm working on some very challenging things right now. And there are days where it's like, I don't want to do this. And then the next day I get up and I go, I just got another idea of how I can actually work through this challenge.
Mhm.
And so I think that when we're in touch with, when we can be true to ourselves, that can keep us going. And I know that I don't want to live in a place of sadness. And I know that when I feed my spirit, which is the music, like when I'm not singing enough, it drops, right? And so it's not a difficult thing for me to sing in my life. So whatever that expression is for the viewers, whatever that expression is for you, is that what is that thing that you love to do that always makes you feel better?
Yes.
And I always know that if I'm feeling lousy, I have lousy thinking. Right? So is there one thing? I think that the key is finding out what it is that when you're feeling down can lift you out of that. And as soon as you're lifted out of that, for me, im- I'm just inspired from that place then, because now I'm lifted out so that when stress goes down
Yeah.
and lousy thinking goes down, joy rises. It's kind of like a cork that floats, right? The
Yeah.
cork always floats unless you push it down.
Yeah.
So when we take our hand off the holding it down, it naturally wants to rise.
Yeah.
And then when we're in that creative spirit is when we become more of who it is that we are, which is why that piece that you're either purposely not doing because you don't have time for it, or you don't think something can come of it,
Yeah.
do it for you. Make the time, create the time, do something. 5 minutes, 5 minutes of doing that one thing,
Yes.
right? And that body talk that you do, if any of your listeners they haven't taken part in your workshop, I want to take part in your workshop.
Yeah.
So
Sure. Definitely.
yeah. So
Yeah.
there's so much to always learn. Never count yourself out. You
Yes.
know, find ways that you can express. And if even if it's in front of nobody, or
Yes.
if it's in front of your friends, if
True.
it's something that you can share.
Yeah.
I sang in the top of a mountaintop the other day when it was cloudy to bring the blue sky, and the blue sky came. It came for a moment, and people took pictures, and this whole group of students
Okay.
appeared behind us from international student exchange on the top of this mountain.
Okay.
Ah, and then actually a couple of them started to sing a little bit with me, so it was kind of fun.
How often you are singing? Because you are working as an image consultant and lifestyle coach.
Yes. So with the world, the way that it's been, everything has changed. And the last year for me, I went through very, very big challenges. So everything went out the window. No longer can you play with live musicians. Da 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 da. We downsized. I had three things that I was grieving over last year,
Okay.
and on top of it, the music. And I had a friend of mine remind me as I was in my. She says, "What brings you the most joy and the most love?" And I said, "Singing." And she said, "Well, how come on the videos that you're making, I don't hear you singing?" So I did 13 days of Christmas carols
Okay. Wow.
live on Facebook. And
That's great.
what I'm doing is I'm starting to gather backing tracks, and I'm just going to start bringing it back on online, and things will start to evolve again from there. And I don't know to which direction it's going to go, but I know that as I stand, and as my experience has shown, that every time I stand in my place of music where I am aligned with truly, is that when I'm standing in that place and expressing in that place, things move, things
Yes.
change,
Yes.
blessings show up. It's not standing in a place of I'm doing this to get that, because that's what blocks everything.
True.
Is to stand in a place and know and trust and have faith that when we are in alignment, that things will show up. And I've been challenged in the last year, extra challenged. And thank you so much for that question, because it's that next step of that journey that is now just beginning for me.
That's
So
very.
there will be more music online. Where it will be, I'm not sure yet, but
I was about to ask, are you planning to actually teach music online?
no,
No?
no, no.
Okay. Maybe one day you will.
I teach other things.
Wow, it's a lot of things in your platter, right?
This one's just for an opportunity to stand in a place of love, and however people want to receive that, wherever they are.
Yeah.
That's the, I mean, I literally heard God say to me, "Do it for joy. Just do
Yes.
it for your joy. Do it
Yes.
for your love. Just do that." And so that actually has helped me to let go of the stress as far as trying to create some kind of a business through it.
Yeah.
Because if I can stand purely in that place and I have the faith and the belief, there will be miracles that will show up.
Definitely. Definitely. So,
Yeah.
you are into image consultant. So, how come you got into that? I would like to know that.
Okay, because my in my healing business, it was always a part. I was always, there was always a playful part in me. I actually I used to do I used to love to paint for Halloween makeup.
Okay.
And then for a couple of, it's like whenever I had the opportunity, and I had friends that would ask me, "Oh, can you come over and do my kids' faces?" And so I did do a little bit of that, and that was really fun. And always have played with makeup, and love to do other people's makeup and help them dress. And I've always been into fashion. And I became an image consultant in 2002. um, it was something that just kind of showed up, and so I went through the process of the learning and the colors and all of those things. And then I just kind of, it was a sprinkling that always came, right?
Yeah.
And then as I was in my healing business, I knew that I wanted to play more,
Okay.
right? And so I wanted to shift. And so even though last year, closing my traditional practice was much harder than I expected, in the sense that it was my identity. Um, it was a blessing because it allowed me to step more into the beauty and image, which is, and really, even in the beauty and image, though it sounds like it's such an outside job, it's not,
Yeah.
because it's all based in self-love, because beauty shines from the inside out.
Yeah.
It's not just skin deep,
True. Very
as we
true.
know, right, Russ?
Yeah, I agree. I fully agree
Yeah.
with that.
And so it's allowed me to step more into that. Over the last few years, I was introduced to an amazing, I'll call it a color app, and I was actually selling that, um, and it was bringing more and more momentum. And then I started selling a clothing line, and this all of these things just came with the whole picture, right?
Okay.
And it evolved, and then I lost the clothing line, and then I closed my practice, and then my rights for selling this product were actually taken away from me, and that was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Okay.
And it's still, when I talk about it, brings tears to my eyes.
I can see.
So
I can
yeah.
feel that being
So
into energy. I can see also. I can feel that.
wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's truly incredible. People are going through a lot of stress and all, and they don't have money to pay to the mentors also. So you are a brilliant example for those people who thought that pandemic has taken everything from them. It has really opened something new for. And I would like to know your view about, about the positivity, the way you actually transform yourself from that, where you felt that I lost my identity, and again you recreated that. Is your view about staying positive, and how people can actually stay positive and receive it?
Ah, oh, okay. So a very big, I think that this, again, it happens to a lot of people, is that we can, from our past history, when things happen in our lives that are beyond our control, we can become victims to the circumstance. And in my journey, I still have that. And so it doesn't necessarily ever go away. Maybe one day that it will, but it's the recognition of that I'm looking at this from a victim standpoint. And so, I think for different people, I mean, I've had people say, do this will happen, do that'll happen. Is our journey is unique. And so one person's way may not be exactly your way, but take what you can identify with that will help you get from the victim to the victor. Because I will not attract anything good if I stay in that victim place. I will only attract more negativity. So who am I hurting?
Yeah.
I'm hurting me.
Yes.
And who am I being of service to when I'm sitting in that victim place?
True.
And I have to I ask myself these questions. And so sometimes I just allow myself to feel sorry for myself and allow it to pass through me. Like, we can't, a big thing again that we do is we beat ourselves up. And I'm a professional at that. I've been a professional at that. And each day as my self love grows, I accept my journey more. I begin to surrender to my journey, because if we can surrender to an emotion as opposed to fighting with it, beating yourself up about it, all of these things actually help it stay stuck.
Yes.
And when we can just go, I'm just going to receive that and feel it and know that as I surrender to it, I can actually then have the process of letting it go.
Yes. Yes.
So, do I get stuck? Absolutely. Do I forget what I just said? Yes. Don't expect perfection. We are not human for perfection.
True. Very true. And it's
As
okay.
Leonard Cohen, as Leonard Cohen said, we everything has a crack in it. That's how the light gets in.
Absolutely. And yes, it's truly about, acknowledging, accepting, and in staying in allowance, right? And things keep on moving. We have to be in allowance to actually receive the magic. And sometimes we get stuck
Yes.
and things change. And you said a very beautiful thing. I always teach in my classes, keep asking questions. You said, that I ask questions to myself, and that's the thing that you get to know lot more things will start coming into your awareness.
Mhm.
So that's beautiful. I love that.
Yeah.
Favorite actor?
Oh my goodness. I don't know that I have one. So
Oh, really? Okay. Favorite actress?
same answer. Okay, and there's a reason for that. Is
Okay.
that is that everyone is exactly like I am. Everyone is exactly like you are. They've just chosen a specific profession.
Yes.
And so, from an idolization perspective, I don't really have that, or to be starstruck. I mean, hey, I think Bradley Cooper's pretty cute, and he's a very good actor, right? From a female perspective, I think that Meryl Streep is a really good actress. Oh, somebody that I really like. Oh no, and I'm not gonna. I can see her face right now. That she's an older woman and she's been around for a long time, and she is an incredibly powerful actress. Um, and her name starts with an M. Another M. It's not Meryl Streep. I'm slipping me right now, but
That's it.
anyway, I don't, I don't look at people from an idolizing perspective and putting things, because that just puts you out of reach. I do have a tendency, I have to say, and this is something that I'm questioning now, is that sometimes if I'm spending time on social media, which I don't spend a lot of time on social media, from a interactive perspective, because I find I don't feel as good about myself when I do that. Isn't that interesting? So the critic comes back out
Yeah.
in me, and then I find myself and I go, "Whoa, I need to get off of here." So if that happens to you, remove yourself from it
Yeah.
and know that there is no one lesser than you. There is no one greater than you. There is no
True.
one lesser than me. There is no one greater than me. We all are like an individual. Every snowflake apparently is different.
True.
That's incredible. And so are we. So
Yeah.
we don't have to try and be different, and we don't have to try and be the same.
Yeah.
Again, the root of it goes right back to self love.
Yes. Everything
And you,
revolves around
self
that.
love and magic, just like you.
And yes, you said beautifully when we get into that social media thing. Actually, it's all about energy, right? There are a lot of people who are actually thinking every moment, oh, and comparing themselves. And we human beings, we are so
We're picking it
psychic.
up.
Yeah. And we start getting their energy and that gets stuck and we feel, OMG, I'm like that. So that's happening.
We own, oh, that's such a good point.
Yes.
That's such a good point. It's so true. There's another question to always ask, and this is one I sometimes forget, and you reminded me. Is that mine?
Yes.
And chances are pretty good it's
Yes.
not
Who
you.
does it
It's
belong
not
to?
yours. No. That's magic.
That's magic. Yes. So, and I feel that, people who are into this positivity thing or who are actually successful, they always have that mindset. They know like who they are. Once they acknowledge, things shift. And when we
Yeah.
don't acknowledge, we can't change the things. So that's, and yes, you said that I love that thing, when you said that we all are beautiful, we all are one, we all are same. And at the same time, we are different also. Right.
Hmm.
Everybody is unique and everybody is different, and we all are one also. And like
Exactly.
you, I'm also into that zone. I don't compare myself, oh, he or she's a celebrity, because I feel I'm the celebrity of my own word. So That's
Are
beautiful.
you famous? Are you famous? Yes. In my own
Yeah.
living room.
So, guys, whoever is watching us, don't consider that we are the big stars or the rock stars. You also are the rock star of your life. You just have to believe it. All right. And Kate, I will ask you one question. Want to ask that you said that, okay, you don't have any favorite hero, heroine, but what will you say about the importance of having a mentor in your life?
Ooh. Yeah. I think that that's a really powerful thing. And I think it always has been. I'm noticing that there's more of that that's resurfacing now. People are claiming mentorship. Now, mentorship, from my understanding, is that to be a true mentor is that you don't charge. But that's changed in our model of business and what we claim. Um, so I find that very interesting, and I don't really know what I think about that. But I think that if I'm being a true mentor, that I do that from my heart, and there is no monetary value for that. And and I believe that there are many more people out there that do mentoring, that actually are mentors. And it's beginning to rise in visibility, which is really cool.
Yes.
It's very cool.
So, do you think
Yeah.
that, one should have a mentor in their life and it's very important to have a mentor?
I would say yes. I would say yes.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
most of the time, people, it's always good to believe in yourself that, yeah, we are the most biggest entity in this world. But still, I think that one should not actually get hesitated to ask and to go to somebody to learn something. All right.
Yes. Yeah. So you're talking then about a mentor in a couple of different ways. So associating with people or being involved with groups where there's a person in the group, or maybe it's the person that's running the group that maybe is a kind of a mentor for you. So it can be in a group situation, on a personal level, and I think that there's a fine line, and I'm just actually learning more as far as the mentorship perspective is concerned, is a fine line between hiring someone as a coach and having someone as a mentor. I think that a mentor, um, not only is it super important, but I think that it's a core, is there needs to be a real sense of safety and trust that you can bring anything to the table.
Yes.
You
Yes.
see, does that ring true for you as well? Because we have to have a place in our life where we feel safe,
Yes.
and I'm very fortunate because I actually have a husband where that is that kind of person,
Mm.
and that he actually created that safety for me,
That's
because I never felt safe before I met him, which I found very, and I didn't even recognize I didn't feel safe until I met him. It's really interesting.
and
Yeah,
yes, that's very beautiful. And
yeah,
what you said, that's a very fine line. I agree with that, because if you are not comfortable about sharing anything with your mentor, then what's the purpose of having mentor? And you should have
yeah,
the trust. Yes.
yeah. And then the journey too. I mean, when we're first exposing ourselves or being vulnerable, it's naturally going to be uncomfortable.
Yes.
But
Yes.
if we can be that so at first, what is it? Brene Brown says she calls it vulnerability flu. The next day, did I really say that out loud?
That's the reason, because you are with the person who has that kind of energy, that where you feel that, oh, I can be vulnerable here. And once that energy is gone, you are back there. Oh, so that's the thing. I would like to ask you, what you prefer to stay fit? Dieting, exercise, yoga? Yeah, what you love to do to stay fit?
Okay. So up until we moved, we downsized. We're actually living in a motorhome, and we're on the road. We're actually on an island in the rainforest.
Oh,
And I walk every day and go for short hikes during the week, and we go for long hikes on the weekend.
Wow.
I also do yoga. I'm actually beginning to get the itch to run again. So I've been doing a little bit of running in the snow because it doesn't normally snow here, but it snowed. And we went on a short hike yesterday up a bit of a mountain and did a bit of a walk run in the slippery snow. So you're getting a lot of different things going on there. So as far as, again, diet is concerned, yes, I have a regime, and I do intermittent fasting, shorter, longer. I'm leaning more into getting ready to do some more cleansing. I like to change things up. I'm making some changes right now to deal with some issues. So, because no matter what we do, we can get used to doing that, and then the bar kind of starts to drop a little bit. So when we change it, that brings the bar back up.
Yeah.
So change is actually good.
Yes, change is always good, and it keeps on going. It keeps us going. That okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Okay, what is the secret of your energy? I'm not going to let everybody know about your age, but still, I would love to know your secret of energy.
My husband calls me the ever ready bunny.
Oh, that's a brilliant name. I'm a ready buddy. Oh, so
So it is I supplement. It's good food. It's water. I mean, I've been using the same nutritional program that I kind of like. I switch it up, but I buy from the same company for the last almost 16 years.
okay.
I also do other supplements. I take lots of vitamin D3. I take zinc. I take lots of vitamin C. I take, what else am I thinking? Yeah. So it's the list is kind of there. Also, I've recently started to take liquid collagen.
Oh, wow.
That's a very new product, and I've seen some pretty amazing changes in the last 30 days. So that's kind of fun. And what else? Yeah. So it's kind of a whole holistic kind of perspective. You have to think about, again, conscious eating, self-love, Ras. Self-love, how do I feel after I eat this? And if I'm not feeling good after I eat this, what do I need to change?
Oh, yes, very true.
You know?
That's very good.
Yeah.
And what I say about this is like, when you ask your body, when you're saying conscious eating, you have the conscious
Yes.
body also. When you ask your body
And I
what
do
to
that
eat,
too, yeah.
yeah, that would actually help. We need not to actually get into, that fitness cycle and all that. Body actually tells us, what kind of food she would like to have, what kind of movement she would like to have. So
Yeah.
that's also a part of that conscious eating and conscious body.
I'm missing the dancing piece. So we have to maybe go dance outside here because I don't know, are you guys locked down over there? Do you have freedom of movement?
Yeah, we have freedom of movement. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, in India, things have changed.
Nice.
Okay, some cookies. Fine. You love modern dresses or some fusion dresses?
I would say both. It kind of depends on the character that I feel like being on a specific day.
But if you have to choose right now out of one, which would
Okay.
you choose?
I would say right now, because of where I'm sitting, I would say vintage.
Vintage. What would be harder for you to give up a coffee, wine?
I'd say coffee.
Okay, you love coffee. Okay.
It's so funny, that question, because I just decided to stop drinking wine for a while.
Oh.
And coffee, I've decided that I have 1 cup of caffeinated coffee in the morning for now. And if I have anything else, it has to be decaf. And I'm going to wean myself off, but I'm not jumping off the cliff again.
If a genie would grant you a wish right now, what would that be?
Oh, that the world would be transported to the time after now when we've reached the state of self-love in the world that we can transform it.
Wow,
Because
beautiful. That's beautiful. Okay, I'm just being your genie. I'm saying, okay, granted.
because everything would change then. Everything. Nobody would be lying anymore about anything. It would
Yes,
be a completely different place.
very true. And if you can travel back to the age of 16,
Mm.
what would you like to change this time?
The first thing that came to mind was nothing, because my past has given me the opportunity to become who I am today.
That's beautiful. I love that. I truly love
Yeah.
that. Yes. The energies have shifted. Just let back to the fun. If
Yes.
you are getting an opportunity to get a trip to a beautiful island, or that is one option. Next option is to go to your favorite dream event. And third option is a wish to make a fantasy come true. Which three thing out of these three, which one you choose?
Mm. There's lots of things on my list, so okay. Go go go
You have
go
to
to go
share
to
your
an
fantasy also then.
uh, an island. Did you
Okay.
say no? Did you say you said an island of my choosing,
Yeah.
or a dream event,
Yeah.
or fantasy? I would say okay. Well, the third one we'll just leave, that's we can forget that.
Yeah.
Um, well, the dream event could be on an island, so I'll take the dream event.
Oh, smart. You truly are very smart woman.
How do
But
I get both? How do I get both? How do I get both?
in case on that island that dream event wouldn't be there, then everything is possible. So it could be
Everything is
other way
possible.
around. Then what
That's
will you
right.
choose?
Yeah. Yeah. I'd say the island.
Wow, I could see that. I could feel that because you were more into island. Yeah, your favorite song. Would you sing few lines of your favorite song?
No complaints and no regrets. I still believe in chasing dreams and placing bets. And I have learned that all you give is all you get. So give it all you got. I've had my share, I've drank my fill, and even though I'm satisfied, I'm hungry still to see what lies down another road beyond the hill and do it all again.
Beautiful.
Funny, funny how the time just flies, how love can go from warm hellos to sad goodbyes and leave you with the memories you've memorized to keep your winters warm. Here's to life and every joy it brings. Here's to life, to dreamers and their dreams. May all your storms be weathered and all that's good get better. Here's to life, here's to love, here's to you.
That was beautiful, truly beautiful. Love it. And yes. With that note, I would actually, love to conclude this. But yes, last one thing I'll ask that what three tips you would like to share with our viewers that can actually help them to fulfill their dreams with total ease? Any three things you would like to share that you learned
Okay.
from your whole journey?
Write down what you want without as a child. Write down and just write and write and write and write and write. And as you keep writing, you will find, you will discover. It is a discovery process because of my life. I've had an amazing life to this point because I couldn't choose. So I didn't choose because I was afraid if I made a choice that I would have to live that forever. And so I didn't choose, but I still did choose. Right. And I was able to change things and to move to different places and to shift and change. So anything that's negative that I could look at negatively, all has been extremely positive because I never would have lived the life that I've lived so far. And my husband said to me one day when I was writing down, I was practicing writing my biography, and I was making a list of all of the things that I had done. And I sat in front of my computer and I started to cry. And he said, as I was reading it out loud to him, and he said, "You have lived 5 lifetimes." And so search, and anytime, and play. That's the most important thing. And don't make yourself wrong for wanting what you want, and don't pick things because someone else said that you should pick it.
Yes.
Explore it. And like, what brings you joy? What brings you joy? Ask that question. What makes me happy? What makes me happier when I do it? Where does time stand still when I get involved in that specific thing? And play. Does it mean that you have to live it? No. And just because you're good at something, this tip number 2. This is one of the best things that anybody ever could have said to me, because I'm good at a lot of things. And many of you will be. There's lots of things that you can choose from. She said, just because you're good at it doesn't mean you need to do it.
Beautiful.
Doesn't mean you need to
Awesome.
choose it. You
Yes.
don't need to choose it for a job, right? And number 3 would be, so one of the evolutions I've had is, how all these personal development people, and this, I think this came from network, and maybe not even, but personal development people always said, you have to dream bigger, you have to dream bigger, you have to dream bigger. I think what you have to do is dream truer to you.
Yes.
And that any dream of any size
Yes.
is big enough, is more than big enough.
Right.
Because if, depending on where it is that you are, if you're standing and going, my dream's not big enough, or if you're living in that place of not enough,
Yeah.
then nothing will suffice and you won't do anything.
Yes.
So remove that
Yeah.
and replace it again with what brings me happiness, that
Yes.
makes me excited about getting up.
Yeah.
Right. And just, and go the journey. And it's like, if there is nothing that shows up, that's okay.
That's
It's keep the journey going in the flow. If you like to dance, go dance. If you like to sing. Doesn't matter whether you can or not. I've actually helped people that can't sing to sing.
beautiful.
I didn't charge them. I just helped them because they felt such joy in singing, but they wouldn't sing because they felt sounded horrible. So I help them find their voice better. So it doesn't, you don't have to be good at something to love it,
Right.
right? Just
Yes.
go and do it, practice it, and you will get better.
True.
You will get better.
Yeah.
So play. And just because you say this is what you're going to do doesn't mean you have to stay there. Just because, whatever it is, whether it's a job, whether it's a career, whether it's a business, things change. We grow.
Yes.
And sometimes those businesses or those jobs are only facilitated for us for a step
Right.
along the way. There
Yes.
is no end.
Yeah. 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 And we can
We're
choose
always in the
at any
middle.
moment. We can keep on choosing. That's beautiful. Yeah, we can keep on choosing. We need not to think that we have to be there only because we choose that moment. So now the
Mhm.
time is changing every moment. So we can also make some different choice. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You are truly a wonderful gift, an amazing gift to this
Thank
world.
you.
I'm so happy. I'm so glad that we met and we
Me
got
too.
connected. Yes.
Me
And
too.
now you are on this show. Wish you a lot of ease and magic on behalf of each viewer and all my Beyond Imagination Club team. I would thank you. I would love to thank you for all your support. So grateful for sharing everything and being so vulnerable on this platform. Thank you,
Thank you
thank you,
so much.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you for the opportunity. And I'm really looking forward to connecting
Yeah,
more. Yeah.
definitely. Bye
Awesome.
bye.
Bye bye. Thank you. Good night, everyone. And thank you so much for listening.
So, guys, thank you so much for being here. Hope this episode has contributed in your life. We wish you a lot of ease and magic. Stay tuned, stay happy. God bless you. Signing off, Raseshwari Hindustani, a walking, talking miracle of possibilities. See you next week. Bye bye.